Jerry, you're married, aren't you?
Just because my wife's beautiful doesn't mean no one else is. Jerry, you're on.
Thank you for coming. Are we excited? Are we excited? I am feeling the love. I can't see any of you actually, by the way, so you can do anything you want and I won't be able to see, so it's okay. Now, while you're in a good mood, what we're going to do is stand up and cheer, crank up laughing. I want you to cheer, wave your arms in the air and do everything that you can. Ready? Ready? So I want to count to 3. Up. What? Wait. So you're going to stand up, you're going to clap, you're going to cheer, and we're going to freak out. I'll tell you why in a minute. Ready? And I'm like really surprised. All right? Okay, ready? On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Go for it! Thank you very much. Now the reason why you did that is because we're filming this for a DVD that I'm going to sell, and you just gave me a standing ovation, which I'll edit at the end of the DVD, just in case you don't give me a standing ovation as well. You know what I love about photography is when you haven't seen someone for a while who knows you're a photographer, and they come up to you and they say, "How's the photography going?" Have you ever had that? It's like, what, you think I'm deaf? Can you imagine if we did the same thing with them? Like, how's the tennis match? Did you enjoy the cappuccino? Can you imagine if someone was trying to get pregnant? We won't go there. Is this ever been you? You've actually been in a room and you're photographing a bride and the amateur walks in. And I'll show you how they actually walk in. So Ryan from Excite Sydney. Hello. Come on here, mate. Ryan's a professional photographer. Let's assume that he is, all right? Okay, we'll have the light on me for a second, right? Okay, so what happens is, let's say these guys are in a bedroom and I sort of show up. And what they do is this, right? Okay, you're shooting away. Just say something, Ryan, like, "Oh, you look beautiful," and I don't know. "Oh, you look hot." Okay, and the amateur walks in like this, like they can't see you, right? Every amateur walks sideways, have you noticed that? Like it's all right. And then what happens is the photographer turns around and gets a bit upset, and the amateur basically says, "Well, I'm only taking photos just in case you stuff up." And then you say, "Yeah, good point, keep on shooting," you know what I mean? Excite, where were you? Everybody from Excite, stand up. Excite, stand up. Anyone working for Excite or has worked for Excite, stand up, please. Guys, I have one of the best teams in the world. They are fantastic, guys. I don't take it for granted. Thank you for being here and your support. Thank you, guys. Round of applause for Excite. We have my mum all the way from Greece here. Where's Mum? Where's Mum? Let's get a light on Mum. Where's Mum? Where is she? Oh, there she is. Stand up. She doesn't care. Okay, Mum, so I'm just letting you know that I've acknowledged you, and don't embarrass me for the rest of the time, okay? As professional photographers, we have to compete with all these amateur photographers. How do we compete? How do we compete when they're doing this? Just in case they miss a moment. Isn't that phenomenal? Now, I honestly believe these days the cameras are so sophisticated that you can give a blind man a camera. Put it on program, on F22, on motor drive, and tell them to do this. I guarantee you there's an award in there. What do you reckon? Isn't it amazing? Because the cameras are so sophisticated. What do we bring into the equation? Sex appeal. I agree. Now, this is my beautiful nephew, Zane, photographed my brother Nick's wedding to Sharifa. Now, if you saw the shots that come out of Zane's camera, you will freak out. Perfectly composed, exposed well, everything's fantastic. And this is from a 3-year-old boy. Can you believe that? So what separates us from someone who happens to be holding a camera? Look how excited these guys are. That's what we compete against. Can you believe it? Just in case. And you know what? They don't even need us anymore. Look at that. They don't need us. How many shots, and I bet you, tell me you guys, us photographers, how many of us have got those little Ixuses, those Canon little doobie luckies, and all our photos have our arms in them. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing? But that's good enough for us. Is that good enough for other people? But sometimes we don't understand, do we? It's okay for us, but it's not okay for them. What separates us? Well, tonight we're going to help you with that. It's my aim by the end of the night that I equip you with enough inspiration that this weekend or your next shoot will be the best shoot you've ever done in your life. Now, think of a photographer whose work you admire. Can you think of one? I can see a lot of people in the audience that I absolutely admire. Now, where are you? You know who I'm talking about. I can't see them. Now, have you ever asked yourself, why can't I see what they see? Have you ever asked yourself that? Why can't I see what they see? Okay. What I want everyone to do is stand up for me, please. Stand up, guys. I bet you're all thinking, not one of those seminars that everyone dances around and sings Kumbaya all day. No, it's not one of those. But I'm going to show you something. What we're going to do, I want your feet firmly planted on the ground. Okay? Don't move them. And what I want you to do is I want you to turn extreme left and try to remember what you see in your extreme left vision. Ready? Okay, let's go. Hold it there for a moment. What do you see? Hold it. Okay, let's turn around. Okay, exercise time. Ready? Hands in the air. Oh, it's Merv Hughes all over again, isn't it? Okay, let's just twist a little bit. Twist it this way. And we twist that way. Okay, up and down, side to side, all good. Okay, back again, guys. Hold it. And hold it this way. And hands up in the air. I want you to put your hands in the person's pocket next to you and pull out their mobile phone and turn it off. Ready? All right, fantastic. Down. Now what I want you to do, I want you to turn extreme left again and tell me if you see more. Let's do it. Ready? How much more do you see? Isn't that amazing? Take a seat, guys. Do you look? Or do you see what's going on? Do you see the potential? Do you see the beauty in all places? Do you? So today I'm going to show you what I see. So do you exercise your eyes? Do you exercise your imagination? It is so important. We take it for granted. We just think that we're going to pick up the camera and it'll just work for us. And sometimes we say, well, the couple didn't work it. Have you ever said that? Oh, the couple didn't work it. Or the bride's aesthetically challenged. You know what? You didn't work it. You did not work it. They just made it harder for you. Many people think it's about what f-stop you use, and Jerry, what ASA do you use, and Yurvan, what's your desired shutter speed, and which one of the 1,000 images are we talking about? Do you understand? Is it about the camera gear? Is it about the equipment? But often we see some beautiful images, and the first thing we say is, what camera do they use? Isn't that sometimes the first thing that comes into someone's head? And all they care about is that. In fact, we're not going to talk about this all night. We're going to talk about this next subject all night. RAW versus JPEG. Now that's a heated discussion, isn't it? What a nice photograph. You must have a magnificent camera. Have you ever heard that before? Now, Mum, she's obviously Greek. If I said to Mum, if I said, Mum, that was a beautiful roast, your oven must be amazing. Basically the translation was that may hell grab you, is it? Now that wasn't planned either. Your camera is only a tool. Would you agree? You make the difference, don't you think? You make the difference. Will you be intimidated? Now, someone used to intimidate me many, many years ago. In fact, I think it was 97. I won the Best New Talent Award, an AIPP, in Hawthorne Award. And I sat at the table at the AIPP Awards night, and I had the pleasure of sitting next to a great man. It wasn't you. Now, he was winning everything. Every award you can possibly think of, he was winning it. And I wanted to rub my shoulder against him just so maybe the greatness would rub off on me. And first I thought there's no way I'll be able to achieve anything that this man has achieved in terms of photography, in terms of persistence and excellence. Now I thought I was intimidated, but rather be intimidated by Yervant, I was inspired by him. And thankfully I can say now that we are the best of friends, and we've been challenging each other for some of the major awards in the state, in the country and overseas. And I thank him for pushing me, and hopefully I've pushed him as well. Where are you, Evan? Where are you? Are you still here, or have you gone to the movies next door? There he is. I want a round of applause for Yervant for pushing the industry, guys. Now where's Rocco? Rocco's somewhere here too. Where's Rocco? Where is he? There he is. Now Rocco, Australian Wedding Photographer of the Year. You could be intimidated by the likes of him, but why not be inspired by him? Martin Shembry, a magnificent photographer. Please guys, be inspired. Be inspired. Take it to the next level. We have to discuss one thing, because without it, success is almost impossible. And it's love. Do you really love what you do? Because if you don't love it, how on earth will you be successful at it? Doesn't that make your eyes water just looking at that shot? Why is love so important? Why do you think that is? I believe love instills passion. Passion gives you confidence, don't you think? People love dealing with confident people. Confidence, I believe, is why people will book you. Would you agree? And if they book you, that means you get money, right? And money gives you choices, doesn't it? And choices gives you the lifestyle that you want, and you deserve it because you work damn hard for it, don't you think? Yeah. Absolutely. So, if not for the love, what do you think the answer would be, John? For the money. Thank you very much. So if not for the love, for the money, hopefully for both. Isn't it funny? Have you heard the saying, money won't bring you happiness? Yep. Have you heard that? Just today. Now, if you gave me $1 million right now, I'd be rapt. I'd be so happy. How many multi-award-winning photographers do you know that couldn't run a business to save their life? Maybe you're one of them. Maybe you are the best photographer in this room, but you don't know how to market yourself. You don't know how to manage your business. So you wanted to be a photographer, right? Do you remember that moment where you knew you wanted to be a photographer? Do you remember it? Yep. So you probably started your own business, right? What's wrong with this? You should be starting a business to be a business owner, don't you think? You want to be a photographer, so you started your own business. That's where you went wrong straight away, I believe. Because if you are the business, you have no business. Would you agree with that? I ask myself this question every day. Are you a photographer in business? Well, perhaps I shoot weddings, yeah. I shoot portraits and all the other stuff. Or are you a business person in photography? There's a big difference, isn't there? Does being the best photographer have anything to do with being a successful business person in photography? So we constantly worry about the next Mac that will come out, and we're worried about aperture, will it work, and all these programs and products and Canon, and I've got to get the 1DS Mark II C3PO R2D2 thing just so that it'll make me get better pictures and I'll make more money and all that kind of stuff. You don't have to be the best, do you? In a creative industry, there's no such thing as the best. Everyone's going, what? You just have to be different. You have to differentiate yourself to others. And there's plenty of ways of doing that. You can repackage yourself. You can try shooting at a different angle. You can do so many things. Are you working in your business or on it? So ask yourself this question every day, you business owners. Put your hand up if you're a photographer. Humour me here. Put your hand up and keep your hand up. Are you a salesperson as well? Are you? Are you a designer as well? You're a designer? You design things? You're a receptionist as well? Do you answer the phones all the time? Do you do all that stuff, all the admin work? Yeah. Are you an accountant? You add up things and all the money and everything. No, keep your hands up. Keep your hands up. Okay. Are you a digital artist as well? Photoshopping, you up all night doing Photoshopping. Oh, how we do this and love this and oh, a new tool. Oh, wow, isn't that fantastic? Oh, isn't that great? And you colour analyse. You do analyse your colour and all that kind of stuff and you do all that stuff and it's all fantastic. And what else do? We do quality control. You do quality control as well? You just make sure, check everything's fine. Just make sure. Just to make sure they've done it my way because my way's the best way, right? My way, it's all way. Yep, fantastic. Okay. Production manager. You do, manage the production, make sure it's all okay. Fantastic. Okay, good. All right, good. Do you clean the toilets as well? It's fantastic. I love it. Love a clean toilet. My wife will be happy. Where's my wife? Courier. Do you courier things? You just pick up things in the lab and drop things off and everything like that. Think of all the things that you do that perhaps you shouldn't be doing. Now, we all have to start somewhere. But where are we going? Perhaps you need some help to take your business to the next level. So, you feeling lucky, are you? You feeling lucky? You know, someone said to me, Jerry, you're so lucky. You're so lucky. I don't believe in luck. Luck doesn't exist as far as I'm concerned. Luck is putting yourself in a situation that attracts so-called coincidences. Don't you agree? What? That's the worst compliment someone can give you. I've worked my damn arse off to get where I am. And look at my team just sitting there. They've worked their arse off to get excited to where it is right now and where it's going to go. So luck has got nothing to do with it. If it works, don't fix it. Who believes in that? Who believes in that? Put your hand up. You're scared now because of my tone of voice. You're thinking, Jerry, I just don't like what you know. If it works, don't fix it. Well, sometimes that's the case. If it works, don't fix it. What's wrong with you? But what about this? If it works, make it better. Maybe there's a better way. Maybe there's a cheaper way, a more convenient way, an economic way. Pretend until you become. Or fake it till you make it. What I'm trying to say is, let's say you've just started in the industry. You've just started. It doesn't mean you have to act like it. I want you to walk. I want you to talk like you're a successful business person, like you're a successful photographer. I don't mean being cocky or arrogant or anything like that. Just be confident. Know you're good at what you do. Know you're good at what you do, and people will believe in you. Many times, I've heard conversations with photographers and they dismiss successful people as lucky, as I said before. Like they just had it handed to them or it's been okay. But it sort of justifies their own failure, doesn't it? And sometimes, and I have been at the brunt of some gossip in the industry and saying, well, Jerry's only successful because he's cheap. He's cheap, he gets all the work. I mean, that's yeah, good on you, yeah. God. And I'm telling you now, if there's anyone in this room that has said that in the past, thank you so much. I really appreciate it because you do not want to give me another reason to work harder, to work smarter, and my team suffer as well because I make them suffer as well. You are fueling my fire, and perhaps you fuel other people's fires as well. Know you're good at what you do. And don't bring anyone down in the meantime. Negativity attracts negative results. Would you agree with that? Isn't it funny? I honestly believe that your clients are like dogs. You know why? Because, you know what, they walk into your studio and they do this. Because they can smell fear, don't you agree? They smell fear. They know it from a mile away. Imagine if you're in this situation, the state of mind, you're thinking, well, I have this bill and I have to pay it and it's $500 and I have to do it. I don't know where the money's going to come from, and you have one inquiry and you have to have that, right? You have to have that booking. And they walk in and it's sort of like your package, your photography package is worth $3,500 and you say, it's $3,500 because you're stressed and it's like you're freaking out. Now, you're not confident. You're negative, so that'll bring you down. I honestly believe that half of our sales could have been better because we should be more passionate about what we do. We're more confident with what we do. We should be more positive, don't you think? So on the other hand, positivity attracts positive results. Have you ever been on fire? Not literally. On fire where you could do no wrong. You were working it. Now, why do you think that is? Was that just a coincidence? Were you lucky? We know what the answer is. Confidence is contagious. I'd like to think that you came here because you wanted to hear what I had to say, but not because it was free. Ooh, free popcorn. What is the most important thing in a photograph of oneself? What do you think it is? Let's get the mic here. Victor? You've been waiting with that mic, haven't you? You're thinking, Jerry, when are you going to ask a question someone can answer, because I've been sitting here all this time. Okay, come with me. Come here. Now, Victor is the cutest person to work with. I love him. Okay, let's ask a question here. What do you think is the most important thing in a photograph of oneself?
One chin.
That's nasty. Okay, what else do you think it is? You want to see you?
It's like someone's taking a photograph of yourself.
Right.
Then you want to be able to see yourself.
You want to see yourself, not someone else. Okay, well that's fair enough. Okay. What do you think it is? What's the obvious answer?
I want to look like Elle McPherson
Elle
instead of me.
McPherson.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, here we go. Now we get into something. Normally most photographers say, oh, I just want it to be all emotional and it's all about expression. It's expression, it's about the feelings and it's nice. Don't you think? I've had conversations and it's all about the love and the feeling and everything. Thanks, Victor. Round of applause for Victor. I honestly believe, as vain as this sounds, it's all about beauty. Because what's the first thing you do when you look at a photograph of yourself? What do you think it is?
I think it looked good.
Yeah. It's like, well, is my double chin showing? Is my gum hanging out? Is my ears too big? Is my ears out there? Are my gum showing when I'm laughing? Straight away, we critique ourselves. When you pass that hurdle that, okay, now I look cute in this photograph, I look cool in this photograph, then you start to say, oh yes, it reminded me of a time it was fantastic, and I had great fun with the girls, and it was fun, and all that kind of stuff. Who agrees? Ladies. Ladies are our target audience if we shoot weddings. Would you agree? Yeah. Mainly. Okay, ladies, do you agree with me? Yes. Okay, absolutely. If it's all about the decisive moment, and sometimes we get these shots where grandmother's making a funny face with all their wrinkles, and we think, oh, it's fantastic. But it's okay because she's old. Vanity grows with age, don't you think? Yeah. So, when we get to the bottom of what brides want, and we photograph for that, then we perhaps sell more pictures, won't we? We sell more pictures, which gives us what? Money? What does money give us? Choices, which gives us lifestyle. Isn't that fantastic? It gives us freedom. My question to you is, do you take pictures or do you create them? What do you do? Do you take or do you create? Taking is just clicking the camera. Are you creating anything? Are you waiting for that beautiful magic moment to appear right in front of you, like the opera singer? You like that? Now, what I want to do is, I'm not going to wait for that opera singer to sing to me. You know what I want to do? I'm going to make her sing. Can you hear it? Yeah. I'm going to tell you my recipe for getting great shots. My recipe, I'm going to see the light first. Don't you think photography is all about light? All about light. Now, is the light nice? Now, I'll tell you what I do. Do Do you look for a glow in your shots? Look for this sort of glow, or you look for natural reflectors? Do you know what I'm talking about? Okay. Sometimes we just look at the location, don't we? Oh, that's a nice blue wall, let's photograph there. Or there's the opera house, let's photograph there. If the lighting is good this way, let's shoot this way, don't you think? Because sometimes you get blinded by it. Now what I do, if I can't see the glow, I can't actually see it, what I'll do is I'll look at my hand and I'll do a 360 turn. Do you know what I'm saying? So I do this. I'm like, oh, there it is. Nice light. Sometimes it's like, you know what I'm saying? So, we see the light first. Now, then what I do is, I look at the light, I'm thinking, okay, that's there. Now, what can I do there? I'll design the shot. I'll think of something immediately. I'd like to be a MacGyver with a camera. Anyone know the TV show called MacGyver? MacGyver. Remember how he used to be locked in a tool shed and drive out with a bus? Every week. Every single week. What I'm trying to say is, I'll look at objects, I'll look at the colour, the texture, I'll look at this light, I'm thinking, wouldn't it be great to get the brightness of that light and a bit of something quite dramatic? Use that chair, use anything, use the curtains, use a bridesmaid's cinnamon dress as a natural reflector for a different colour. I mean, you could use anything. Intent, what do you want to do with the shot? What do you want to do? So what I do is, being Greek, I work backwards, right? What I do is, see, most photographers, they start designing a shot. They start, the couple's there, and they'll think, okay, well, I'll get it there, and I'll just hope for something magic to happen. You with me? What I'll do is, I'll know where I'm going to photograph it, and start from the ultimate shot, and then going to work against me. Does that make any sense? So, I'm out there to get the best shot. Now, technique. Now, I'm going to talk a little bit about technique. Now, I hate talking technical stuff, because I think it's just a waste of time. What I do is, very quickly, I'm walking to a shot. I'm not going to waste my time. If I'm walking to a shot, let's say I know I'm going to photograph there, while I'm walking, I'll quickly change my ASA, right? I'll say I can get away with 100 ASA. I'll do the lowest ASA I can possibly do. Then I will adjust my white balance. I'm thinking, well, that's a house shade shot, right? And then, what do we do next, Howard?
White balance.
White balance?
ISO.
ISO?
White balance.
Yeah.
And then adjust your aperture.
Yes.
And then adjust your shutter speed.
Thank you very much. Howard actually works for Excite now. He photographed his first wedding a few weeks ago. I call him Grasshopper. Now, but it's very important that you do that technique first. So what I do is, rather than actually shoot with a handheld light meter or put an aperture priority, I will actually choose my, like I said, my white balance, my ASA, I'll choose my depth, my aperture, and then I'll adjust the shutter speed dial until I get to where I want to go. Now, most people shoot with aperture priority or program or something, and they wonder why their exposures are all over the place. Do you understand? It's ridiculous. I bet most people who don't know what they're doing, well, they'll normally get overexposed shots of what? Overexposed shots normally of the groom, right? And they'll normally get underexposed shots of the bride. Why do you think that is? Now, if you're photographing a polar bear in a snowstorm, what happens? The camera's exposure meter thinks, whoa, too light. Mid-grade. You need to overexpose. What people do is they think the exact opposite, don't you think? Oh, well, it's really light. It's a bright white dress. Let's under it. If you photograph, let's say, a black cat in a black rug, and you put your meter on that subject, what's going to happen? It's going to be grey cat in a grey rug. What you need to do? Overexpose. Yeah, you with me? So what I simply do is I just have the dial on there, and then I'll over or under according to what I do. I know overcast will be a certain stop. I know that sunlight will be a bit more overstop. So you just play with it. Have a quick look at the camera and then move on. I execute. I go for the shot straight away. Now, I call my style, I direct it or prompt. I like directing. I'm too impatient with waiting for natural magic. Natural magic might take you all night, all day. You with me? You're waiting for that natural moment to happen, but it never happens. So I will direct and prompt to look and appear natural. I'll add style and finesse, so if the person is just sitting a bit funny or standing a bit funny, I'll adjust accordingly. Actually, I might do a bit of a demo here. Selena, can I get you up for me, please? I might get you up on stage as well. Come this way. Come your normal way. Just stand there for me. Just stand there face me. Actually, we'll go nice and close so we can see. Actually, come in the middle. All right. Actually, we'll face that way. Now, actually, stand side on. Stand perfectly side on. Now, what happens, most ladies, unfortunately, even the thinnest of girls are really conscious of their arms. Would you agree, ladies? Oh, I'll be going. So if Selena, as gorgeous as she is and as slim as she is, if she puts her arm right up against her body, her arms will thinner, or bigger, right? She takes them off and bends the elbow back. Here we go. Come on this way. Do you see these little fillets of skin here? Sorry, Selena, is that right? Sorry. I call little fillets. Little. So what happens is, if she just, sorry mate, sorry, put your arm right down, just, right down. Yeah. If she bends her elbow up and puts it back, we stretch that skin there, right? So we can do it on the day rather than rely on Photoshop. It's as simple as that. It's very, very important that we do that. Now, anything can happen. Now, also the way you direct a bride, I've actually heard photographers say something like this. Actually, now Selena, can you turn this way, turn this way, turn to your left, your left. No, you go to the left. Oh, no, sorry, you're right. Bring your chin down a little bit, bring your chin up, and just tilt this way, and we'll tilt this way, chin up a little bit, and now you're staying a bit flat-footed, just give me a bend in the knee, bend the knee, oh, no, you're a bit too back, and now she's getting frustrated, isn't she? Can I have a towel? Can someone give me a towel? Because I'm sweating up here. Is that alright? I might take my jacket off. Should I take my jacket off? Thank you. So, if you are to direct the bride, I say the easiest way to do it is actually without even talking. Right? Let me explain to you. So Selena, I'm going to talk a little bit first though. What we're going to do, I want you to mirror me. Okay, so whatever I do, you just follow along with me. Rather than me having to say a single word. So you ready? Let's stand. Face me. Do you see how easy that was? And what will happen is if you go to a position, it's a really stylized image, right? It's really stylized and you want to adjust that a little bit more, watch what happens. Ready? What happens is just at one particular point, she will shine a little bit brighter than she normally does, don't you think? And you can do this full length too. You don't have to do it just for the face, right? Pop right over there. Can we have the house lights? Where's the walkie? You got the walkie? Give me the house lights. A little bit up. Or is that about as bright as it goes? Okay. Can you see us, guys? Yep. Okay. Now watch this. Ready? It's wrong hand. It's wrong hand. She's gorgeous though, isn't she? Thank you very much for that. Thank you so much. You see how easy that was? Okay. So, what I want the house style, the excited style is glamorous but natural. It has to look beautiful, but it has to look, we happen to be there at the right place at the right time all day. I use word association, and I'll explain to you later on how I do that very, very easily, very, very quickly. I think of an excuse. Now, if I got the bride, let's say, if I've got a really cool blue wall, and I've got this beautiful light reflecting on it, I'm thinking, well, why are they there? Maybe they're just walking past it, and I'll create the shot to appear that way. And you have to feel it. Howard, how many times do I say in a day? Do you feel it? Are you feeling the shot? Are you feeling it? And I wait for the opera singer because I know she's going to sing, because I'm going to make her sing. You with me? Now, what do you think that means? Say that out loud. Who can say that? Jonathan, what do you think that says? Say that. What do you think it is? No. You know when you show pictures to an auntie and they go, no. No. Is that a Greek thing? Is that a Greek thing, or do you Aussies do it as well? So what you want to do is you want people to look at your photos and go, no. Really, really important. So what we want to do, we want shots to appear as if they happen to happen, and we happen to be there, and they happen to have the right light. Aren't I lucky? So don't wait for the moment. What are you waiting for? I want you to photograph a wedding like your life depended on it. Now you're probably thinking, Jerry, well now you're going a bit overboard here, like your life depended on it. What are you talking about? I actually go to a wedding and I say this to myself, Jerry, if you don't give your best effort today, someone's going to kill you. I'm serious. Now I'll walk away from a wedding saying, Jerry, you could not have possibly done a better job today. No excuses. Bad luck. That's the way it was. Make the moments, don't you think? Don't wait for it. What are you waiting for? You're going to make the moment. You've got to sell more paper. We are glorified paper sellers. That's what we are. Isn't that amazing? We sell paper for a living. Isn't it amazing how much we sell paper for? Have you ever been to dinner, let's say with your wife, and you're thinking, well, should I have that expensive ribeye steak or should I go for that pasta? My wife turns to me and says, Jerry, well, I don't think we should go for it. I said, honey, don't worry, darling. It's an 8 by 10. Would you like some dessert? Honey, it's a 5 by 4. Now, we're talking wedding here, not portrait, right? That was very subtle. You're going to know what I'm talking about. Okay. So sometimes I'll direct couples, I'll direct them without the other person knowing. I actually said to this couple, I said to them before they got into the shot, I said, I can't remember the name, Mark and Nurit, I think it was. I said, Mark, what I want you to do, when I start laughing, I want you to squeeze your wife's bum, right? And then I went to the actual Nurit, the bride, I said, Nurit, what I want you to do is, when I start laughing, squeeze the groom's bum. Yeah, really? Okay. So, I get them in the shot, and I'm ready. The lighting's nice, the location's nice. I thought of an excuse, this is what they could be doing. And I know what's going to happen. Guess what I do? I'm there with the camera. Guess what happens? Squeeze in the eyes, and then crack it up. I saw that happen, didn't I? No. Now, what I want you to do is every time you see a photo that has a no factor, go, Don't do it, you've got to do the field, you with me? Alright. I love my job, isn't that beautiful? Sorry, honey, where's my wife? Where's Georgina? Oh, there she is. Honey, you know what, just because you're beautiful doesn't mean no one else is. This is a nice way of justifying to your wife that you don't need to photo for the job. That's not nice, that's cool. Now this guy freaked out because I photographed this in a bathroom. Can you believe it? Oh, that's a cool bathroom. He goes, don't worry. So we give him an excuse. What could he be doing? Oh, maybe just sitting there looking cool. I don't know what he's doing. Who cares? Does it look natural? Now, do you think I'm just going to wait for him to just, okay, I'm going to be cool, I'm going to put the car around, I'm going to walk in there Now, do you think these moments happen by themselves? Imagine if you're, I love the term photojournalist. And when someone says, what kind of photography do you do? I'm a photojournalist. It's like, you say with an English accent for some reason. I don't know why. It just adds more prestige. Or my favourite is, I do reportage. Now, I have no problem with that. But if you're going to wait for those moments to happen all day, how many magic moments do you think you're going to get? The difference is that what I'm going to try to do is I'll capture those moments that present themselves and the ones that I will find, but I'm going to create several others because I'm there to do what? I'm there to sell paper, aren't I? You want to be creative? I like to consider myself an artist on the weekend. and the bullshit artistry of the week. Don't you think? Yeah, except like you know what I'm talking about. So, what I did with this couple, got them in a right position, okay? I was laying on the ground, basically photographing up at a bit of an angle, and I started doing this. I stopped laughing, and they just found it a lot funny. Now, if you want to be all serious and cool all day, and you don't want to make fun of yourself, well, I tell you what, you're missing out. I will make a fool out of myself the whole day. All day. I don't really care. I'm going to get beautiful pictures. And it appears like I happen to be there at the right place at the right time. Also, I don't like, sometimes photographers go to the same locations every week, and they do pose number 23 with location number 37. Easy. How easy is that? Is that easy? How boring is that? Lack of challenge. Challenge yourself and do something different. Now this is one location that I've been to quite a bit, in College Street. I love it. And what I like to do is, in this particular time, I decided to photograph a little bit differently. And guess what happened? I won the Grand Award last year in Vegas, Wedding Prince of the Year, which I think I've done plenty of photographs better than that. I don't care, I'll take it, thank you. all the judges went, And I won camera. Isn't that unbelievable? Just for thinking a little bit differently. So you might be rewarded. Now, you might be rewarded by your clients. Do you think the bride just happened to be lifting her dress up and crossing her ankles like that, and when the groom was just elegantly, picking up the dress, do you think that just happened? Now, if you're, let's say, a documentary photographer or a photojournalist, once again, no disrespect to you, but that would never have happened if I actually didn't get involved. So I saw the light, saw the location, thought of an excuse. What could they be doing? Maybe she's walking. Maybe she's walking. What is she doing? Maybe she's walking across the road, and maybe the groom's helping with the dress, and maybe the groom said something, and maybe she just turned around to acknowledge the groom. Maybe that happened. Do you think? There's no way that would have happened on its own. So you create it, and you make it look that way. As far as I'm concerned, with photographing, it's a fantasy world. Would you agree with that? A wedding is a fantasy. Now, something was wrong with this picture. I didn't know what it was. I didn't know. And all of a sudden, guess what happened? I just said, it's just a bit flat-footed, a little bit butchy, a bit butch. So I just basically said, just cross the ankles over. Guess what happened? What do you think happened? We're brothers. Let's have a thing. I also have another phrase that I use when I photograph. Another phrase, apart from glamorous but natural. Jerry, shoot glamorous but natural. Glamorous but natural. It's going to look beautiful. It's going to look natural. I also think simple but striking. Simple. It's got to be simple, so it can look good in a lot of years to come. And striking, I want it to just grab you. Would you agree that simple but striking? It's very basic. I just use the doorway of a car, the doorway of a hot rod. Beautiful coloured eyes. And I try to get it right on the day in camera, not rely on Photoshop. In saying that, my digital artist can make great shots look magnificent. Do you reckon that's right? Yeah. Now, I want to recreate this shot. Well, who's going to be my bridal party? Who would like to be my bridal party? All right, let me pull. I don't know. Let's have a look. Let's see who's the scared. So who's looking scared? Let's have a look at your eyes. Hey. Hello. Come on. Over there. Are you guys married?
Yep.
Oh, fantastic. Even better. Okay, you guys on stage there, on the steps. Okay, who can be the bride? Hello. Hello. Oh, you're cute. Over here. Over here. What about you? You gonna come? Okay, over here. There you go. Oh, no, back. Oh, there we go. Together. You guys go on there. Okay, another one. Let's get another bridal party members. Who else? Who else have we got here? Ooh. Hello. Oh, you're cute. Over here. Over here. Sorry, honey. Okay, just over there. Where's your... Hello? Hello? Over there, guys. Okay, let's get in position. All right. So now I'm going to show you exactly what I did to create this shot. So, what will get you... Okay, you guys can be the bride and groom. So you guys come a few steps this way. Okay, come down over here. I want you to bob down. Actually, come right over here. I want you to sit down there. And I want you to stand. And I want you to sort of just get your hand roughly where that is. Go for that. Can you copy that? All right, you guys come over here. Have you guys just met? Yeah? Are you guys married yet? Are you single?
No, I'm married.
Are you married? Oh, really? Stuffing. All right, I'll get you guys up here as well. Okay, are you married yet? No. Are you married? Yes. Oh, even good for you, isn't it? All right, fantastic. Okay, see what they're doing over there? I want you guys to go for a cuddle. Right, over there. Okay. It's okay. It's okay. On the waist. It's on the waist. Come on. Now you guys come over this way. Come over this way. Bit more. Come closer. Bit more. Come on. Okay, you guys come this way. Okay, you turn around. Okay, we're doing this. Okay, now. All right, ready? Alrighty. Now you ready? I want you to put your hand on your nose. I don't know why he's doing that, but anyway. Her hand on your nose. Okay, ready. Now, guys, I want you to do exactly what I say. You ready? Okay, what I want you to do in the count of 3, I want you to crack up laughing for no reason. So what will happen is you'll feel stupid. It won't be real because you'll be putting it on. You'll feel stupid, then you'll laugh at yourself, and then it'll be real. You with me? But what you have to do is laugh really loud because the noise actually helps the expression. Right? Ready? Okay, the count of 3. Really loud. Don't let me down. Don't let me down. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go for it! You're going to get busy tonight. Okay, all right. Now, I want you to face your partner, and then give him a patch. Now, what happened, as soon as I said that, give them a patch, and these guys hadn't known each other, that's exactly what happened. How easy was that? Now, if I'm going to wait for that to happen, that would never have happened. You with me? Guys, that was gorgeous. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. How easy was that? Oh, this is great. I can actually see people. That's fantastic. Oh, this is scary. Could have been lights down. Now, I'm not shy. So, I honestly believe that shy people go hungry. Shy people go hungry. What happens at this particular wedding? This is in St Patrick's Cathedral, St Pat's Cathedral. Now, what I did was I was walking down the aisle, taking photographs of the bride and groom just after they got married. Walking down, I turned around, I see this sort of beautiful archway and all this detail. I thought, oh, wouldn't it be great to get the bride and groom just standing there having a kiss? Well, of course, Jerry, it doesn't really happen like that. I mean, how can you mess with nature? I mean, it wasn't real. I mean, just don't do it. Just walk out and take a photograph of the bride and groom walking out like everyone else does. So what I had to do is actually hold back all the guests. We're talking about 300 guests to take this photograph. And I was like, you guys wait there, just wait there. And I'm like running across, just wait there, and I'll take a shot. The bride and groom sitting, the bride and groom, these guys are coming, you guys stop there. And they were getting angry at me. And then I said, guys, just relax. And I said, look at that. It was the funniest thing. All the family were looking at me, really upset, and they looked at that. Is that amazing? Took the shot, happy, we sold it. That's pretty good sale, isn't it? How much do you sell your pages for, your sides for? Think of it that way. Think of it that way. What your job is to do is tell enough stories, right? When you're photographing, I want you to photograph for a wedding album. Once you've told the story, move on. Tell a different story. Because you can't possibly put the beach with a cafe with Southgate and all these things. Would you agree? So tell the story and move on. And create those stories. Another excuse to tell a different story and you'll sell more. Sometimes what will happen is that some shots that you've actually set up and you've created will give birth to spontaneous natural moments. So what happened on this particular wedding day is that the bride and groom just actually walked down and they congratulated and all that kind of stuff. And what happened is all the pigeons started going on the ground and actually feeding off the rice and all that stuff. It was a sea of pigeons. So what I basically did is said, guys, what I want you to do, I want you to walk really slowly around the pigeons and I want to get you to come down really fast. It was sort of like number 5. I want you to be very, very quiet. Right? So they walk up and they're just about to come down. So what do? I'm sitting up there with the shot, all that kind of stuff, and all of a sudden this kid decides to just run. So I'm like, what? You know, I just snapped it. Now we got a great expression. Obviously I was half set up and I was adjusting my exposure and all that kind of stuff and it happened. Click, 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 and there we go. Pretty cool? Now this shot, guess what I basically told Mum to do? I said, Mum, I want you to look at your daughter. Daughter, look at Mum. Okay, Mum, now start crying for me. That is exactly, honestly, what I would say to the bride's mum. You know what happens? Because she'll either think, well, Jerry, you're so stupid, and start laughing. What a stupid suggestion, start laughing, so I get a great shot. Then she might be basically saying, well, crying, what is stupid crying? Why should I be crying? It's upset, my daughter's going. No joke, Howard, how many times has the mum cried on wedding day?
Never.
Never, come on! Grasshopper.
A lot of times.
Well done. Now this... you see, I was waiting for you to say it. See? Now, this day was the first day that these girls met. And it looks like they had known each other ever since they were born. Now, what I basically said to these two girls, I said to them, now, in fact, I was leading up towards the light where the light was good, right? So the light was shining this way, yeah? The light was shining here. I placed them there, and I basically said, oh, look at your dress, look at your hair. Ew, yuck! Ugh, what do you think of me? Guess what they did? Ugly hairy man! And I was shooting this wedding, and guess what they were still doing? They were teasing me like half an hour later. The mothers both bought those pictures because I didn't wait for that moment. I actually made it happen, but made it to look extremely natural. Would you agree with that? Yeah. Now, what could they be doing? They're walking in a field. Maybe he's just walking. I don't know. Maybe what is he doing? Maybe he just happened to be wearing this really cool suit, and she just happened to be wearing this glamorous dress, and they happened to be walking, and just he looked over his shoulder, and she just walked out, and her legs just happened to look all fantastic. Do you understand? So what I'm basically saying is you've got to think of an excuse for them to be there and create it in your head, not just hope they do that. So that picture was in my head before I took it. And I start from the absolute peak. This is where I want to go. Take the shot. Thank you very much. You know, sometimes we get so obsessed with what we do. Have you ever done this? You're amazed by your own brilliance. You take a photo and you look at the back of the camera and go, oh. And then you show everybody, look how good it was. Hey? Take some more pictures. You might sell more. You might tell more stories. I love this photograph. It's one of my favourite photographs. Now, actually, can I do a married couple? You have to be married. You have to be married to do this. Who's married? Who's married and would like to come here? You guys married? You don't look it. Go this way. Okay, actually, before you say you, hold on a second. Can you block your ears? Really, trust me, block your ears. Okay. Can you? No, I can't hear. That's priceless. Okay, look, turn away in case you can lip read. I want you to whisper something. All right? You ready? Give the poor bastard something to look forward to. Okay. All right. When I say so, right? There you go. Ready? All right, hug the way they're hugging. So your arms around this way. Onto your right hand. Bring it right over your shoulder here. Yeah. Like this. Okay. I'm really excited. I want to see what happens. I'll see. Okay. Now what's the good? Oh, there's a seat. Okay. All right, hold on a second. Oh, hold on. I'm paying for this, so I'm going to put my feet like that. All right. I want you to look this way, mate. Okay, go for it. Go. Go. Yes! hold on. I just want to give you some chocolate. Yeah, we'll just give you 3X chocolates. There you go. Look after you. There we go. Thank you very much. I hope it works out for you. That's exactly what I said to this couple. And I got the shot. I didn't wait for it to happen, and they loved it.
Jerry, can I just ask
You want to ask a question?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, Victor.
Yeah.
Is your Victor?
Sorry.
Yeah.
I was going to say, you know how you actually state that, you know, by creating it, you make it look real. Doesn't it become real? I feel it becomes
That's
real.
true.
Yeah, it
Be-
doesn't, you make it, you've made it real.
I'm glad
it's
you...
not just looking real.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
Because it's a great point. Because some people say, well, Jerry, they don't just happen to wear a suit and a dress and happen to just laugh like that. And I say, well, they actually did laugh, didn't they?
Of course, yeah, that's what I mean.
So you give birth to the shot, and it actually creates natural moments after that. So unfortunately, a lot of us are a bit too precious about what we do. And we say, well, it just didn't happen. I mean, how you meddle? I mean, it's not real. I mean, you have to just let it happen. You're ruining the magic. It's not about you, Jerry. It's about them. Do you understand?
But you created the magic.
It's exactly right. So I have a believer.
Yes.
If loving the Lord is wrong, then I don't want to be right. Okay. I see this. Okay. I see this great wall. I'm thinking, what am I going to do? Now, I had a split second to take this photograph. All I simply said to the bride, what I want you to do is I want you to pick up your dress, I'll walk a foot ahead of the groom, look over your shoulder and have a giggle. And groom, just look down, be cool. So I said to the bride, do this. And what did she do? Jerry, you're such an idiot. He's such an idiot, isn't he? And guess what happens? That was the enlargement, 20 by 32. That was their last page in their wedding album. You with me? Shy people go hungry. Learn to make fun of yourself, guys. Now, I set this shot up. Basically, I was lying on the ground. I had the bride in the foreground and I had the groom in the background. And all I simply did was started laughing like, what do you call that, Austin Powers? Like, and they started cracking up. You idiot, Jerry. What an idiot. What a fool. There it is. Word association. I use word association. I've got to think of things. So I'm thinking, now, this girl was a ballet teacher. He was a pilot. Ballet teacher, pilot, ballet teacher. She can move. She can, you know, I don't know. She's sort of, I don't know what she do. Maybe guys, got to feel the love. You know, got to feel it. And maybe he's flying. Maybe she's doing something very graceful. I mean, is that a great interpretation? Ballet teacher, and she's riding him. Isn't that? Okay, word association. Okay, actually, I'm going to tell you the story behind this photograph. What happened was that this was in Queensland, and I was about to leave, and I thought, guys, one more shot. Remember that one more shot that we always say? Every single week, one more shot means one more shot, and after that shot, there's one more shot. And if you're Greek, there's one more shot after that again. Now, what I basically thought is, I said, guys, is there anywhere around here that where you first met, where you proposed, where I don't know, where you first kissed or whatever? And they both turned to each other and said, well, Jerry, all of the above. How did you know? I said, well, you know, you just got to ask. The worst you can say is, well, nothing, there's nothing happening. What basically happened there was, he said, there's a tree that's very symbolic of our relationship where all those things happened. And I said, fantastic, let's go. He goes, Jerry, yeah, you'll be right. Have a beer, don't worry about it, mate. Like, it's okay. I said, guys, I'm not going to leave until I do this photograph. And he got a bit upset with me. And she was saying, well, you know, let's do it. The guy came from Melbourne. Sure enough, we get in the car, we take the shot. I'm thinking, well, it's where they first met. Maybe, what's the story? Where they first met. Maybe maybe he wants to move on. He couldn't care. He wants to take the photograph. He wants to move on from the photograph. He wants to leave. He doesn't care about those moments. They're married now, but maybe she wants to be in those moments. Maybe she wants to remember all these things. So maybe she's stationary. Maybe he's leading her off. You with me? And that created that moment. This is what I call my girl interrupted look. Basically and this works every time, guys, and it's also how to use your voice. Do you notice how I've been using my voice today? I've been raising my voice, I've been lowering my voice, I've been making it faster, I've been making it slower, because I want to evoke a certain emotion. So I said to the bride and groom, I said, guys, go for a kiss. Not, guys, go for a kiss. Guys, go for a kiss. Not guys, but guys, collective term for two people, right? And I basically said, Diane was her name, Diane, when I call your name, I want you to look at me. So sure enough, little kiss. Her eyes were closed. Diane. Oh! Isn't that gorgeous? It just sucks you in, doesn't it? So, now if I happen to wait there and I'm sitting there with a long super duper zoom lens and just waiting for that to happen, it would never have happened perhaps. I created that to look that way. Oh, this cracks me up, this sequence. What happened here? I basically said to the bride the same thing, what I said to you guys. Whisper something really dirty in his ear. And guess what happened? Normally the bride gets a little bit embarrassed. She gets embarrassed saying, well, Jerry, no. It's like, she just goes, and he goes, oh, come on. Because he actually heard this time what I said to the bride. So he heard and he knew that all those things were going to happen. And he goes, oh, come on, say something. Like this. And it's funny, all the grooms start laughing like Goofy when that happens. Like and then now I know she's saying something pretty full on because I can't see her mouth, just in case I can lip read, right? Sure enough, and here's that guy, oh yeah! And then what happens is that kiss becomes so much more passionate, don't you think? It's phenomenal how it works. Now, I mentioned before how sometimes we say to ourselves that, well, we didn't work it, and the bride didn't work it. I said that before, didn't I? It's funny. Now, I'm going to show you something right now, demonstration. If I can make my hands look romantic, then perhaps you can make the bride and groom look romantic. You with me? What do you reckon? All right. Bride, groom. I say to the bride, what I want you to do, I want you to bring your lips really, really close to the groom's lips, but don't you dare kiss him. Right? Hold off. This is what happens. Ready? Bride, groom. The bride just very gently puts her lips next to his. The groom can feel the breath of the bride's breath just tickling his lips. And she's turning around, she's swapping the nose on the other side. And then he can't hold off any longer, can he? Right? I mean, lucky he's wearing a long jacket, right? So, what happens is, before I go, I'm going to pause that for the moment. It's very, very important. If something funny is about to happen, or you know it's going to happen, and it's quite hysterical, is you need a bit of backup and support. So you need your bridal party somewhere within eyesight. Because what happens is, when something's funny, don't you turn to the person next to you for acknowledgement that something's funny? Have you ever watched a movie, right, and something's funny, right, and you're like this? You with me? So, what happens is that if they find something funny, so they're gonna. Okay, let me recap the actual presentation there. So, the bride leans forward. He leans back because he knows that I don't want them to kiss. They're moving around. They're turning around. She leans back. He leans forward, and they turn to the bridal party every so often and do this. And they're moving around. They're moving around, and she's about to kiss him, but he leans back and they lean forward, and they lean forward, and they lean back, and they lean forward, and they're going around. They can't hold it off any longer. What happens? Isn't that amazing? Now, did you feel the love there, guys? You felt the love? Now that's what I can do with my hands. Now, this is one of my other favourite bits of direction. I actually said to the couple, I want you to play Kiss Chasey. Okay? Kiss Chasey, you ready? Okay, groom, you're it. Now, bride, you can't let the groom kiss you. You ready? So actually, let's do this. Why not? Yes. Oh, now you're scared. Let's pick on some of the... Actually, you know what? Where's Andrew and Fiona? Where are they? Now, these guys are about as passionate as you'll ever get. Over here, guys. Right out. Now, I photographed these guys' wedding a little while ago. How long ago now?
2 years.
2 years ago. Beautiful. How you going? Right up there, sweetie. Over there, mate. Okay. So what I want you to do, actually just be really careful, all right? I've got public liability, but I couldn't be bothered, right? Okay, go for a cuddle. Okay, you go for a cuddle. Just be careful of the stage. Be careful. Ooh, these guys are hot. Okay. I'm feeling the love. Okay. Okay, what I want you to do, okay, Fiona, you're it, right? So you've got to kiss him, and he's got to go away, and you're moving around a little bit, and then I'm going to say you're it. So, Fiona, you're it. Try to kiss him. Go for it. Go, kiss. Go. How many times you clicking the camera? Go, keep on going. Oh, yes, keep on going. Keep on going. Andrew, your turn. Keep on going. Oh, yes. Actually, guys, can you keep on going? I'm almost there. Can you keep on going? Oh, no. Guys, thank you so much. Well, actually, no, before you go. You're right. Before you go, hold on a second. Hold on. I just want to feel your head. I love it. Now, before you go, I'm going to give you an Excite T-shirt.
Why not?
Now, that'll look magnificent on you. Alrighty. Are we feeling the love? Okay, another bit of direction. So what I basically said, I had this cool blue sort of, garage door, and I've got the groom up against it. I basically said to the groom, I want you to dance. And he goes, come on, Jerry, dance, there's no music. You want music? And all the bridal party said getting involved, and he was rocking it. I mean, look at him. Yeah, woo! And then she was her turn, and there we go. That was a spread. Do you think I'm going to wait for them to just start dancing in front of the garage door and hope that, I'm there to capture it? It's just not going to happen. I walked into this groom's home, and the first thing I said to myself, all these guys are a bunch of characters. Word association, characters. Well, let me show it. How do I depict it? So I said, guys, I want you to run in front of this wall because the light was quite nice. It was just cutting across them. And I basically said, just give me your best shot. Who are you? What do you want to do? Are you cool? Are you a cool dude? Are you an angry dude? What do you want to do? Right? This guy was, he was a bit embarrassed, right? And this guy was a bit of a thinker, as you can see. And this guy, well, I don't know what he took the day before or something like that. This guy was pretty mean, as you can see. Anyway, the dad started getting into it, right? He started posing along. I said, Dad, be a tiger. Yeah, be a tiger. And sure, grrr. And the groom was pretty cool, and he was putting his collar up, and there you go. Thank you very much. How easy was that? Pretty cool? Now, I want to show off the ring. I want to show off the ring of the bride. What can I do? What can I excuse? What is she doing? Maybe, do we just take photos? A bride, show me your ring. Maybe she's just putting on her little bolero jacket, and I just happen to be there at the right place at the right time. Maybe we just happen to be there. So I make it look that way. You with me? And sometimes when we shoot, and do you guys have second shooters? Like assistants at photograph? Do they sometimes get better photos than you do? Shut up, grasshopper. I guess what I'm trying to say is that you've got to think differently. Sometimes when you've got a shot and it looks great, what I want you to do is just do a 360. I want you to walk right around them. Walk right around them, and you'll be amazed at what you see. You'll see shots you've never seen before. And sometimes when I photographed this, straight away I thought, oh, look at that. Bang. Completely different photograph. Isn't that cool? I also show influences. Let's say like I get influenced by movies and ads, and I'll see an ad for a split second and it'll just evoke a certain emotion, and it'll just come to me on a wedding day. Do you remember the Lavazza commercials? Where sipping the coffee and just looking? Well, that's it. Sarah Jessica Parker's perfume? Remember that photograph? I saw it for a split second and that came to me there. Remember the Cartier commercials? The Tiffany commercials, where you got this sort of girl about to kiss someone and get in the emotion a little bit? Whisper in the air, that was that shot. Now, if you're lacking a bit of inspiration, I want you to ask yourself, what would the best photographer in the world do in this situation? And you'll be amazed at how differently you actually think. Is that amazing? What would Rocco do in this situation? What would Yervan do? What would Martin do? What would Ryan do? The youngest master in the universe. 21. He's a master photographer at 21. Can you believe that? Little shit. So what would they do? And you know what? You walk out of that room. You walk out of that wedding, pardon me, and you are the best photographer in the world. So what is natural? What do you think natural is? Is it natural? Jerry, it's not natural. How dare you? You're just getting... You're just messing with life and love, and what are you doing? You should just let it happen. It's not about you, it's about them. You got a question? Victor? Oh, you're just waving. Oh, you feel the love. Feel the love again.
No, I said, is it natural when it just happens? Natural is anything that works?
True. Natural is anything, really. Natural is life. Whether you ask someone to do something, they end up doing it. So everything's natural. Is it natural? Now, have you ever heard of the fly on the wall approach? Fly on a wall? Can I have a camera, please? Okay. I didn't even know I was there. Didn't even know I was there. I'm a fly on the wall. You know why they know you were there? Because they booked you. Do you know what I'm saying? Don't pretend. They hired you. As far as I'm concerned, you know what my job is on a wedding day? My job is to make that bride look the best she's ever looked in her life. The best. Now, as far as I'm concerned, if that bride wanted to look like she does every other day of the week, well, why hire me? Do you know what I'm saying? Is it natural to do that? What is natural? Is it natural to say to 300-400 guests, come over for dinner? Don't worry about it, I'll pay for it. Don't worry about it. It's all right. And we'll dance around in circles and you'll give me a gift. It'd be fantastic. And I'll spend like me $6,000 on this beautiful dress and a lot of money in the makeup and this beautiful dress, all that kind of stuff. And it'll be all right. Is that natural? Spending $40, $50, $60, $100,000 on one day? Is that what you do every day? So it's a fantasy. It's a fantasy world. So I amplify that fantasy. There's real moments. But we amplify that fantasy. Pardon me, guys. So what is natural? No. Now, do you reckon I just happened to be there? What I basically said. Actually, you'd be amazed, because I'm not shy, I'll actually even direct couples during the ceremony. You freaking out? Have you ever, let's say, imagine the bride and groom are sitting at the altar, right? And the priest is rambling on about things that don't really matter, right? Like love and stuff, you know. And what happens is I'm just thinking, guys, they're a bit nervous. I want you to turn and look at each other. Have you ever felt that? Wouldn't it be great if they just subtly turned around and look at each other? Wouldn't that be fantastic? But Jerry, how dare you? It's just a ceremony. Show a bit of compassion. Like respect the church and all that kind of stuff. But what I basically did a couple of times actually, I get one of the bride's attention, and I want them to look at each other. And finally, what I do is this: hold the camera and do this. Finally, I get the bride's attention, and I do this. Finally, they get it. Guess what happens? Pick the camera up and look at each other. Guess what happens? Is that amazing? I basically said to the little girl here, I was saying to her, like, get the boy's attention, right? Get the boy's attention. So, taps him on the shoulder. So, do you know what I'm saying? And we made it real. Now that looks like it was a photojournalistic shot of the year, but it wasn't. I created that particular photograph. Is anyone taking notes? No? Are you taking notes? Can I have a look at what you've written? Are you taking notes? Yeah. Can I have a look? Okay. Is this where you started? No. Is that all? Oh, little ones. Okay. Sorry. Okay. That's all right. What did you take? Are you taking notes? Yeah, a few. Let's have a look. A wedding is a fantasy. Amplify the fantasy. I'm liking that. That's all? Okay. All right, fine. Oh, thank you very much. Like that. I'm just having fun with you guys. You know what? I find the things that are worth remembering in a seminar are actually what really feel it. You know what I mean? What you remember is what's important to take with you. Now, what's in front of us here, guys, is this was a real moment. So I was there. I basically happened to be there. They just cracked up laughing and great. So I'm saying to you that I will be there for those moments. I will capture those moments and I'll search for them and I'll anticipate them. But I'm there to create several others as well. But Jerry, you said it's all about glamour and beauty. You said it's all about looking good and it's in everyone's vein, aren't they, Jerry? Do you think I'm going to go up to the groom and saying, groom, like, it's not working for me. The way you're rubbing the eye, it's just not, do you mind? You know? So sometimes, of course, you can sacrifice technique and absolute perfection for emotion. Would you agree? Okay. Because there'll be plenty of other shots where the groom looks cool. There'll be plenty of other shots where the bride is looking amazing. Aww. Now that dress was there. That hat was there. I searched the rooms and I found it. But life sometimes is not that easy for a photographer. Doesn't it look like another head? With little bitty ears and the funny chin? Does that look natural? Isn't it funny? I mean, how often do you wake up in the morning, right? How often do you wake up in the morning and go, I know it's been a little while in terms of, we've started speaking a little while ago, but imagine if you're in the movie and you're watching Godfather, right? It would have been 3 hours or so. So really, you still got to basically stay seated, yeah? So cool, no break, because you wouldn't have a break in Godfather, right? All right. Now what I want to show you now is what helps me think creatively is actually looking for reflections. Do you see the reflection? So I'm basically at the back of the limo here. We've got the bride and groom just looking out, and that's St. Pat's Cathedral through the window, of course, and just a subtle reflection. I think it creates a bit of interest, a bit of fun. We all know where that is. South Melbourne Town Hall. Now this particular photograph, we had mirrors. It's sort of like a curvature of mirrors going down a sort of a staircase. And I saw these panels going in different ways, and I thought, well, what I'll do is I'll take a quick succession of expressions, and in Photoshop later on we'll have some fun and replace them afterwards, yeah? Pretty cool. So not an actual clear or sharp reflection, but looking pretty nice there as well. That looks like it's done in Photoshop, but it's not. Just a simple wall. After a while, if you look for reflections, you'll be amazed that you'll find them everywhere. But also you have to know that you need a sort of a blank background where the reflection is, so you don't get that sort of casting. You with me? This particular photograph, what I did is actually I found a perspex or an acrylic bar, if you can imagine this. So I walked into a cafe or a bar and there was an acrylic sort of wall, and I lay down on the ground. I got the couple basically in the reflection, and I sort of moved around a little bit, and I actually found a little bit of a pop, a little bit of a curve in the acrylic, and it sort of gave me a natural motion blur. You with me? And just created a bit of interest. And after a while, if you actually look for reflections and you anticipate them, you'll just find them absolutely everywhere. So it started raining, and the dad was outside. Of course, the bride was a little bit nervous, basically caught the expression of the dad, and then she just had this beautiful smile. It rained, got a great feeling. With me? The word association here was actually quite funny. I was actually looking at this shot and looking at the bride, and she had sort of an Asian sort of look, but almost like an Egyptian feel. And I thought of Egyptian Medusa. I thought, you know that shot of Medusa with those hands sort of going out? I don't know why I thought of it. And also found this sort of old Egyptian style curtains, if you want to call it that. And then we found the white marble, and there's a reflection shot. Quite a bit of interest. Back of a limo again. I don't normally go in the back of a limo, but this particular one, we had the roof of the limo had a bit of a mirror, and of course had a bit of fun with it. Now, this particular photograph, what I did was I actually put my camera setting, my white balance, on tungsten. So I shot with a video light, which I'm going to explain to you a lot more in a moment. I shot with a video light and put it on tungsten. So what happens is all that daylight is going to turn blue. Now I know this, so rather than do it afterwards in Photoshop, just do it on the day, have a bit of fun with it. Some photographers, they see a puddle and they just walk over it. And I see a puddle, I see an opportunity. I love this photograph. Just this connection between the bride and the parents, I think, is absolutely stunning. Purely for looking for reflections and making it happen. Another one. That's just a black marble kitchen bench. And what I did, I conveniently placed the actual heel in the highlight so I can see it even further. So I did a bit of a silhouette. Puddle again. So guys, look for reflections and you'll be amazed that you'll just see so many that you've never seen before. Not just the obvious ones like a mirror. Another thing I do is actually look for shadows. Shadows add drama, don't you think? Shadows add a lot of drama to pictures. So often you can actually even create the shadows by doing different things. Okay, let me show you a few. So I walk into this room and I see the sunlight just tickling the blinds a little bit. Of course, I know it's direct sunlight. I open the blinds, bang. Got the bride right in there. She was looking out and we've got a beautiful shot. Of course, exposed to the highlight so that the shadows are really dark. And there we go. Now, the word association with this was, it's actually quite funny. There was a little bit of a hill and the sun was sort of backlighting this shot. Now I know if I get a subject on the top of that hill, I'm going to get a long shadow because the sun was quite low. You with me? So I thought a silhouette, I thought long shadows. You know what I thought of? Land of the Giants. Do you remember that TV show? Or am I getting a bit old here? Ryan, do you know where's Ryan?
No.
No, you don't know that poor thing. Oh. But Land of the Giants, the start of this TV show where these little people wander the land of these normal sized humans. The start of the show had a long shadow cast, and straight away I thought of it for some reason, so I basically took that shot there. Now, I'm not in the habit of getting my clients to jump up in the air, which was like what we used to do in the 80s. Remember that? The Toyota thing? What a feeling. for some reason, these guys were lots of fun and a bunch of characters. So I thought, guys, on the count of 3, jump up in the air. And it's amazing that if you show these photographs, or show this photograph, pardon me, you show this photograph to the friends of these guys, so the groom and all the groomsmen, you can tell the personality of these guys by the jump. I wonder what personality this guy's got. I was just basically walking along to the on the wharf there, so I was walking at the South Wharf, near Southgate, where Jeff Shetty's. Yeah. So yeah, near Port Melbourne there. Just walking along, and the guests were just rocking up, and I was just straight away, I just saw these shadows, and bang, there it was. Many of us, we see sunlight and we freak out, we run the opposite way. I'm looking for the shadows that's creating, yeah? Not only that, I'm also looking for where that light is shining. So when I see sun, and I look at the sun shining on a particular building, I'm looking the opposite way because I guarantee there's a beautiful reflection over there. Plus potentially, obviously, a bit of a glow, but also shadows again to give me drama, which is right there. And sometimes you can create shadows. Now here I've just used a normal lamp, desk lamp I think it was, through a grill, and there it was. And there is the beautiful Selena. So this was like a Hollywood shoot that we did. We got one of these lights, in fact, and we sort of made it look very Hollywoody. Now, I'm thinking, Selena, what can she be doing? I want it to look glamorous and natural. What can she be doing? Maybe she's just adjusting her hat, you know? Because you always adjust your hat like that. So pretty cool. So do you think maybe this week or this next wedding that we do, perhaps we can look for more shadows, more reflections to just lift up the standard of what we're doing, just to make us think a little bit differently? If you can combine all those different things with the glamour, with being natural and all the stuff that we've talked about today, you've got yourself an amazing coverage, don't you think? Now, I want to teach you a little bit about alternative lighting. Alternative lighting meaning that you can create amazing results with just simple tools. Okay? So let's talk about video light for the moment and ambient light. Video light. Who uses a video light here? 2 of you? 3 of you? 5 of you? I can guarantee you that you'll be using video light perhaps the next available opportunity. Let me show you some results with video light. Video light basically means an ambient light, like a normal handheld tungsten light. Pretty much that one. There you go. There you go. So it's a light that we can carry around really easily, and it's battery operated, and we can put wherever we want. It can give you a bit of a kick. It can give you a lot of things. Let's see a few. So I basically side lit this particular photograph, and it just adds a little bit of drama to that particular image. Now I wanted to show off that perfume bottle, so rather than just put the perfume bottle on a table and photograph it, I'm thinking, what excuse can I give to the bride or to that moment to show that off? So I thought, what does a girl do when she puts on her perfume? She goes, tss. That could have happened. There it is. This is a backlit photograph. Now the bride and groom said to me, Jerry, I want a beautiful photograph, sexy shot without looking tacky. I think we just borderline. What do you reckon? Now do you know how natural and beautifully natural this photograph was? Do you know what the bride was doing with her right hand? She was holding the video light. Can you imagine? You purists out there, you'd be freaking out right now. How dare you, Jerry, do that? I don't really care. I'm amplifying that fantasy. There are real moments. Of course they are. But I'm amplifying the fantasy of the wedding day. The groom's holding the video light here. How romantic. I love this photograph. I've actually made the light look like it was coming from the lamp. You actually think that that's how it happened. But it's my assistant doing this. You know. But how gorgeous is that little highlight there? That's made all the difference to that photograph. In fact, that is the photograph. Without that, that'd just be black, wouldn't it? And you can even play with the video light. You can actually use little barn doors. You can put your hand in front of it. That looks like it was done in Photoshop. That was just done naturally on the day. Isn't that amazing? It looks natural, but who does that? For me, I mean, I use word association again. Like I said, for me, she looked very glamorous and the spotlight. I thought Hollywood, and Hollywood, I think of Marilyn Monroe sort of laughing, you know, or something like that. You know, you got to use all those words. Another backlit photograph again, but making it look like it was that light. Now here I've actually used a tungsten light, which is just a fixed light at a reception venue, and that created that beautiful photograph, that beautiful shadow, that beautiful modelling and that texture on her dress. It's very, very simple, guys. This particular one as well, this was almost like a spotlight like this one here. And it was funny, my assistant at the time was actually photographing the speeches. And I basically said to I said, look, I'll take some photos from the other side. And they said, well, what do you mean? What are you going to get? I said, oh, look, you know, it'll be fine. So sure enough, if you can imagine, bride and groom doing a speech here, all the crowd's there, I'm from behind, we've got basically the spotlight going there, and I'm actually willing it on. I'm waiting for that opera singer, and sure enough, guess what? They went for a hug, and nothing was happening until the bride she just went up a little bit higher, and that little tickle of light just went on her face. How gorgeous is that? The opera singer sang again.
Oh, I was going to
So once again, we've got this tungsten light just lighting that bride as well. And someone tells me that when there's a little triangle on the face, that's pretty cool. Oh, Jerry, you're very well versed in the Rembrandt lighting. And I'm like, what? This was basically a side lit shot, a backlit, and once again I've got the groom just sort of sweeping away and the bride just sort of just following, and it just creates a real beautiful moment. This was naturally sort of lit. When I say natural, it's an ambient light, but it was already there, and I created that beautiful little highlight and those shadows. So sometimes you can combine reflections with shadows with all these things. So it's just a matter of using the tools, but trying to think of it. Be a MacGyver. What would MacGyver do if he saw that? You know, get the video light. I'll use this. I'll use that. I'll do this. So it's up to you to make the ordinary extraordinary. See the world differently. This particular wedding was a crack-up, and everywhere I looked there was just beautiful images. It was just oozing all day, and I went about half an hour over time. In fact, I went half an hour over the time that they wanted to be at the reception. I said, guys, I'm sorry, but this is too good to pass up. And I'm photographing everywhere I look. I turn around, oh, there's another shot, bang, another shot. I said to the guys, actually, who was with me on this wedding? Was it Howard, you, Sally? Was it you? Who was it? I can't remember. It was a Grasshopper, wasn't it? Anyway, basically I was just walking. I'm walking along, and I said goodbye. I said, guys, I'm not going to look at you because I'm going to photograph you again. Sure enough, I turned around. I see this headlight of a car was about to park, create that against that particular textured wall. So I've got this beautiful warmth combined with that really cool light. Of course, the car parked, and I thought, oh, I can create that again with a video light. And now she was quite flat-footed at the time, so all I did was, so I didn't even tell her, just do that. You with me? Once again, video light. Create that very glamorous feel. Now, this is quite amazing. You actually think that's already there, that particular shadow. When I walked into this particular scene, all I saw was a red wall, and this is a steel sort of grate, if you want to call it that. I don't know what it's called, but a steel sort of wall with cutouts. And all I did was I shone a video light. We stood on a ladder with a video light, shone a shadow through there, and that's what we got. Pretty dramatic, isn't it? Now, if I waited for that to happen and to be there at the right place at the right time, when someone happened to be walking up a ladder and shining, well, I'll be there and I'll shoot it. But you're going to create it. So basically, now, just in case you don't know, that was meant to be out of focus, all right? Yeah? Something for the ladies. So here we have basically the groom in the back of the car. We have the two doors open, and we have a video light shining on either side. So you sort of get that sort of shadow in the middle, bit of a fashion sort of feel. What could he be doing? Maybe he's adjusting his collar while he's just about to drink a scotch. I don't know, he's waiting for you. You with me? So basically the bride, she was just about to get her dress sort of zipped up at the back, and I just said, maybe she's just walking to the bedroom. I I don't know, think of an excuse. So she's holding her dress and she's walking along. So I get her to do it, take the shot, and there we go. There's no flukes, guys. I love this photograph. This was taken probably about 3-4 weeks ago. Set the tripod up, and I just sort of thought, what's happening? I just saw this sort of dramatic sort of spaceship almost. And I just said to the guys, just walk really fast. 1/8 of a second at 5.6, I can't remember what it was. Literally, it was one shot, bang. Looked at it, yes! You know when you got it? You know, and that was it. So I'm exposing here for this particular sort of roof here, and I've got a bit of video light in the foreground. Well, maybe I just happened to be lying on the ground and they just happened to walk past and they kissed like that. And there you go. No, they weren't holding the video light this particular time. It was my assistant holding behind the dress, just sort of lighting up the guys. Once again, video light. Just very, very simple, don't you think? Isn't it amazing? And sometimes we have video lights, but we're just too lazy to bring them out. And I'm just saying to you guys, if you can get a better shot, well, why wouldn't you? Here there was basically a little curtain, a very sort of fine see-through curtain in front of a thick one. And I just got the bride and groom underneath it and shone some light, and maybe the groom was about to kiss her, maybe the groom was about to do something, and the bride just sort of goes, shh, and she just peered away. I don't know. It just comes to me. You just play a little bit. So pretty cool? Yeah. Going to buy a video light? Okay, candlelight. If I see a candle, I'm going to photograph with it. In fact, sometimes if I see one, I say, guys, you got any more? And I'll literally go around the house and find it, and I'll start having some fun with them. Now, I didn't set this one up, just so you know, right? This was a line of candles sort of going into their reception venue, so that was an obvious one that anyone would have taken, right? Remember that shot from the documentary before? So quite simply, if you saw that room, it was shocking, right? You know when you walk into a house and you're expecting all those great locations, it's like... but yeah, what could she be doing? I don't know what she's doing. Maybe she lit some candles and she was just thinking about getting married. I don't know. I don't care. I said to the groom, I said, without the bride knowing, I said, guys, I'm going to get Diane on your lap. And Dave, when you actually, when I say the word, I want you to just whisper something really beautiful in her ear. And he sort of laughed sort of nervously and sort of said, oh, Jerry, you know. I said, no, she's gorgeous, isn't she? So, and you know what? How normally I get the groom in the action? If you guys get grooms who don't really want to get into it, you know what I always say? Let's say you want the groom, let's say, to kiss the bride, and he doesn't want it. Have you ever had that? I'll say, well, let me show you. And straight away, you sort of got no problem. So, you know, I might say, hug the bride. What? Oh, I would, if I was married to her, you know. Straight away, you can get in the action. But anyway, basically said, guys, get together, and sure enough, he's waiting for my go-ahead to basically say something really sweet. Sure enough, I'm there with my long lens. I'm sort of in the background there, and they could hardly see me because there's some video, some candlelight obviously on them, but they could hardly see me. So sure enough, I'm sort of saying, look, Dave, go for it. And he just says something really gorgeous in her ear. And this beautiful softness sort of comes over her face. And then it sort of gave birth to a lot more shots, what we were sort of saying before. And they were sort of kissing and cuddling, and they forgot that I was there. And I got a bit of a cramp, because every shot was an absolute winner. I'm just sitting there like, guys, stop looking beautiful, because I couldn't be bothered anymore, right? Come on, hurry up, you know? I step on I twig on a branch, make a noise, and the bride just looks up at me. Girl interrupted again. The same girl. Now those candles, it took me quite a while to actually do that particular photograph, because I just went around every table at the reception with a tray. And people were saying, what are you doing? Don't worry about it. You know, walked outside, and this is the shot. I love this shot. This is one of my favourite shots of last year. Now this took me 30 candles to light. This is how I directed these guys. Let me show you. Okay. So let's say I'm facing the boys, and sometimes I'll direct really, really quickly to confuse people. So I basically said this guy. So I've got all the lights on the table. They're all looking at me, waiting for some direction. I say, all right, what I want you to do, I want you to look over there and you look really, really cool. Okay, I want you to basically smoke a cigarette. You look really cool. Look across. I want you to crack up laughing. And I want you to look this way, peer this way, peer this way. And you look at him, you look this way, look at your girlfriend, look over there this way and this way. Okay, ready? Go for it. Now, who would understand that direction that quickly? So what it does, it actually causes confusion, right? And then it basically mixes it all up, and they say, what do you say, what do you say, oh my God, what do you say, look where, what an idiot. Look this way, smoke, bang. So you with me? So that was the shot. That was the photograph. We didn't sort of put, four heads in different shots and put them in the one. That was actually straight from the camera. Okay, ring flash. I like to use ring flash as well. Ring flash is what you would use normally for close-up photography. I use it a lot in my fashion work, and occasionally I'll use it on a wedding as well. Now, the more I show this, the more I want to bring it on weddings all the time. Let me show you a few shots. There's Selena again. You're my model of the moment for a while, aren't you? You just don't care anymore. We don't call. You don't go for coffees anymore. You just So what the ring flash does, it gives you a beautiful direct source of light, because the ring flash, of course, is over the lens. And it'll cause a beautiful halo shadow if the subject is close to the wall. And it'll have those really, really cool catch lights, those rings in the eyes. Pretty cool? See the catch lights? Makeup by Sapphire. Have you finished yet? So here I've got actually a ring flash, but I've taken it off the lens, and I'm basically holding the ring flash here with the reflector here. So I've actually got two catch lights, one from the ring flash and one from the reflector. So there's that cool little triangle thing. That remember anything? Gee, I love my job. Sorry, honey. Explain the photo. So once again, guys, we've got the subject really close to the wall and a beautiful halo shadow. Really cool fashion appeal, don't you think? It's a really cool fashion look. Turning the ordinary to extraordinary. What do you think? That's our job, isn't it? Now, it's very easy to get someone absolutely gorgeously, beautifully, who knows how to work it, who knows how to stand, who knows how to laugh and be all those situations at the right place at the right time. Now, all those things would be great, but often we're not blessed with that kind of particular clientele. You with me? It's funny, it reminds me of something. Have you ever had a couple sort of walk in and say, look, I want to look like Angelina Jolie?
Yeah, all the time.
Isn't that funny? It reminds me of something that I said on a wedding day. And I'll tell you what, have you ever said something on a wedding day that you wish you didn't? So on this wedding day, I had these family shots. Now, I have a lot of fun during family shots. I sell myself during the family shots, as you basically saw. So what happened was, I had about 10 people there, and this auntie says to me in Greek, "Na μου κάνεις να είμαι όμορφη," which means, make me so that I'm beautiful. And she had wrinkles, and she had these, these moles, and she had all these things. And the first thing that came to my head, and I said it out loud, was, "I'm a photographer, not a panel beater." Now I said it, and I was like, "Did you just say that?" See, John teaches me that too. And then what happened was there was silence. I'm like, oh no. And I'm just waiting like a little puppy is about to be spanked, And sure enough, you know what happened? She started laughing. Everyone joined in. I was like, I got away with it. It was hysterical. I thought it was fantastic. But anyway, where were we? Yes, that's right. We're turning the ordinary to extraordinary. So what I want to do is I'm going to show you a few befores and afters. I'm actually going to show you some what I saw when I walk into a room. Let's say I see something and what I made of it. Are you with me?
Yep.
Okay, so you'll be presented. Now hopefully it'd be interesting to see what you guys would have done in this particular situation. Okay, now what do you see here? Franco concert furniture. It's not very nice. You're nasty. Okay, so what do we see? Okay, so we see this natural light coming through. Okay, Jerry, you like reflections, don't you? You like reflections, right? Oh, there we go. There's some reflections there. That's pretty cool. Let's see what you did. Do you see where I photographed it? So, if you can imagine, I basically pulled the blinds over. I turned off all the lights, except for obviously these ones. This bride sat just there on this chair. I photographed here, looking back that way. Now, if you bring a video light quite low, you'll get a stronger reflection. If you bring it high, you won't. So if you bring the video light really, really close to where your reflective sort of surface is, it's amazing what you'll get. Pretty cool, huh? I like that. That sounds really cool in the DVD. So can you guys react a little bit? It's like, I told you before that I'm not really shy, right? So what I normally do, literally, as you saw in the documentary, I actually walk into a house and I look in every room. I knock a few times here and there, right? But I'll look at every room. I'm talking from a bathroom to a toilet to every single room in the house. You know, it's cool. So I look up in the attic and I see this. And I walk over here and I look back and have a look. That was the shot. Actually, Victor, can you come here, mate? You've been dying to get up, haven't you? Come over here. Yeah, no, over here. Come over here. I just want you to walk up the steps and put the mics left and right and everyone go, go. Nice. Bit of creative editing and stuff afterwards, it'd be really cool. Now, why is she standing and doing that pose? I don't really care. Thanks, Victor. Do you know what I'm saying? Who cares? I thought shadows, light, drama, I don't know, very statuesque. I saw all these pictures in my head and that was the one. Got a question?
Yeah, we say, why she's doing that, who knows? Do people really look at a photo and wonder that? Or do we pretty much just appreciate what it is, don't we?
You know, I guess what I'm doing is... You're a bit slow there. I heard that about you.
Yeah, I was going to say, do people actually do that? Do they actually wonder, or would another photographer look at that and go, well, why would he put her there?
Yes,
They
exactly
do?
right. So what I'm basically doing here, you can probably sense a bit of cynicism in my voice from time to time. It's only to prove a point. Because what I'm trying to say is that when we look at shots like this, some people, I think some photographers, and maybe some in this room, will question why we might create something or why we might do some of these things. As far as I'm concerned, that it doesn't really matter. It's all about the fantasy world. The brides won't question it. Perhaps, everyone has different clientele. We have the clientele that does, that loves beauty, loves glamour, and loves the fantasy of it all. But some photographers will not do that because it wouldn't have happened naturally. So that's fair enough.
I didn't know this. That's why I'm asking.
It's all cool. We'll have a coffee later. We'll talk about it. Okay. So you walk into a room and you see a fan. What do you do with it? You turn it on for the air. But what if her hair's really tight? And what if you have a video light? Why don't we shine the video light through the fan to get these beautiful graduated shadows? Isn't that amazing? How long would that take you in Photoshop? Gee, I hope you haven't seen him. Is he here? Or is he gone? He mentioned me, I'll go now. Isn't that pretty cool? Now, how did I make her laugh like that? In fact, let's see if I can make you look. I'll get you up here, sweetie. Is that okay?
Yeah.
I might get you to sit it just here and do that exact same thing. So take a seat and cross your legs and bring your left wrist over your knee. Okay, no, your other left. There you go. Okay. All right. So often, it's all in the way you say something and it's all in how you direct it, right? Isn't that cool? So I'll show you exactly what I did with this particular bride. Okay. Now, if you want her to feel glamorous, Right? You're not going to walk in, oh my God, you look beautiful! Oh! And of course, if she's a bit overweight, you're not going to give her an unrealistic compliment like you got a beautiful figure, right? You'll say, yeah, magnificent toenails. It's nice. Anyway, where were we? Anyway, so what I did with this bride, I basically said, okay, what I'd like you to do, close your eyes for me. Just close your eyes. Okay. Now, I want you to laugh hysterically for me. Isn't that amazing? That's exactly what I said, and she goes, what an idiot for asking me that. And then she starts, you can open your eyes now. You were feeling it, weren't you? We'll go for coffee later too. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. You know what the funny thing is, that anyone who knows me knows that I don't drink coffee. It's always hot chocolate or Diet Coke or something like that. It just sounds cool. Let's go for coffee. Okay, so I walked into this room and this is what I saw. Now, you might think, oh, well, big deal. Now, have a look at this. Pretty cool. So I've got all the guys on the bed and we've got that cool little triangle thing happening on that cheek again. And we cropped the bed out of it and we've got a cool shot of the boys. Why are they sitting there? I don't care. They look cool. There we go again. Pretty cool. So this is my interpretation of the lavazza shot with a guy, but not with coffee. Does that make sense? Okay, I walked into this basement, and this is what I saw. Now, I haven't corrected these particular shots. This was a quick sort of happy, snappy type of shot. Anyway, and I see this, and I think, well, okay, what could be there? What opportunity would I have there? Now, I actually knew there was a bit of a window in this particular house because I saw it from the outside. So I open the door, I turn off this light, and this is what I get. That was Mum. Oh. Can you get back to me? Okay. Let me do that again.
Come on,
all right?
again. Yeah.
So I walked into this room. And I knew there was a window in that particular room because I was there on the outside. So what I did is I opened So I opened that door and turned off that light, and this is what I got.
We love you, Mum.
So pretty cool. So sometimes you have to anticipate what's going to go on, and you have to sort of look for things, not just wait for them to happen and fall in your lap. Because you might score a magic shot every so often, but, you know, why not create them? What do you see here? Reflection? Yeah, a bit of reflection. Yeah, I missed that shot, sorry. I see this. I see dead people. No, I see this. Pretty cool. So all I simply did was, I wanted that flow to come on this side, so I moved the couch out of the way, turned that lamp all the way to the wall, closed the blinds, turned off every ambient light, left that on, and there we go. What do you see in this room? Reflection in the mirror? I don't.
Healthy looking donuts.
So I see a mirror, right? I love reflections. But it's freestanding, which means I can move this around. It's very, very light. So what I did was, I put it on the bed, got the bride to kneel down on the ground and rest on it. And that's the shot. Pretty cool.
Quick, give me the mic.
I didn't get her to kiss herself, but it just didn't look good. But I just... I don't know why, so just kiss yourself. I think it'd be, yeah. But I put that in my wallet, it looks really nice. Okay, what do you see here? What did you say? Doncaster. So I see texture in this, and I'm thinking, and the actual front door of the house was actually open. So I close the front door, I turn off all the ambient lights, I get my assistant to shine a video light through that and have the bride here, and this is what we get.
Oh.
Pretty cool. A cute little triangular thing happening here. So before and after. Isn't that amazing? Turning the ordinary to extraordinary. He was cracking up laughing because he thought I was an idiot. Just a rough textured wall. I mean, it's almost like, I don't know, I guess I can't explain it. You know, it's like your eyes, right? Have you ever walked around, in not everyday life, do you walk around and you sort of take pictures with your eyes? It's almost like you walk around going, and you zoom. You almost sort of zoom up, don't you? So what I want you to do is when you look at something, just quickly diagnose the situation and think, how can you use that situation? How can you use it? It's amazing. But you just got to train your eye to think like this and to see these things. Otherwise it just won't happen. I see some nice light coming through here and I'm thinking, oh, that's a pretty cool sort of black couch. So what I did was I got the bride to sit down here, rest her elbow on this particular couch and have this beautiful light coming through, and that's what we get. Pretty cool. I think it's just learning to see things differently and learning and just watching. It's just amazing, guys. I like to challenge myself. Sometimes I'll go to the worst part of the house and try to see what I come up with. Now you're thinking, well, what do I see here? Now, I didn't take the before shot when the sun came out, but the sun came out here. And that was the shot. So side lighting increases texture, yeah? So often when I see that and I sort of see texture on that wall, well, I know if I get the bright on there, I'm not only going to get a beautiful highlight, I'm going to get this really long shadow because I'm used to seeing these things. You with me? What do you guys see here? An ugly bedspread. We should have you making special comments over there. Now, I see this little opening, right? And it feels like that should have a lamp in there, a downlight. That's what I would do if I built this house. But I can't see that downlight and it wasn't on. I walk up and guess what? There was a downlight. So I actually pulled the blinds back on this particular area here. It was quite a dark room. Got the bride right up here. Why is she going like this? I don't care. It looks great. Looks glamorous. What do you see here?
Red wall.
Red wall? Yeah. I see this light here. I'm thinking if I turn that on, that's going to look really cool, quite dramatic, yeah? So I close all the blinds, so it's a really dark room. I take that statue away, I turn that light on, put the groom underneath, and this is all we get. I mean, that may have taken you quite a while in the studio to work out, right? But it's only learning to see these things. I mean, I can't stop looking at these lights on the walls here. It's just